So
oh my gosh.
The numbers haven't come out, at least I haven't crunched them yet for 2010 to see how much we went over budget, but I know in 2009 the city of St. Paul went over budget, in 2008 went over budget, and the budgeted numbers were already 20% over what it was in 2005. So they're just spending money left and right, and it's going to cost taxpayers. And everybody that I've talked to in the Highland Park, McAllister, Groveland area doesn't want increases in their property taxes. They simply don't. And then they also understand that local government aid is going away, and that individuals in, Hawley, Minnesota, Duluth and stuff, they're not going to be subsidizing the city anymore. So they're at a conundrum, and they need to do something about it. The city needs to do something. We need, as community, need to step in and tell them what's what.
So if you had to pick the top 3 issues that you think is facing the city of St. Paul today, and why you felt that the need to run for city council, what would those 3 issues be?
I would say taxes and economic development. Like I was saying, they're dishing out handouts to big corporations, making it hard for small business to compete, and that's what it does. When you offer a $90 million subsidy to the Ford plant, you're potentially ousting a bunch of small businesses or entrepreneurs that could have stepped in with this land and done something else. And again, I love the Ford plant. They've been there for 90 years. Don't want to say anything bad about them. They've been an ample part of our community, and we thank them for their service. But we need to move on. We need to diversify our portfolio in the Ward 3 area. So economic development, I think they're going to try to dish out subsidies on the taxpayer dollar through bonding or through interest, like loans from the government, federal government. Public safety is another one. Because of the first point, because of the economic issues, they're making cuts to public safety between police officers, firefighters. We currently have, oh goodness, it is 20 police officers on the payroll for the federal government through a federal grant. So basically what's happening is the federal government didn't really step in. They offered it through the stimulus in 2008, and it's going to run through here for another year or so. But at that point, we're going to be down a total of 56 cops. That's about 9%. 1 in 11 of the police officers we had in 2009 are not going to be there anymore. We're going to have a significantly decreased public police force, a peace officer force, going around fighting criminals, which is fundamental to a fair and free society, is police officers. So because of 1, 2 is becoming an issue. Public safety is absolutely on the issue. And then the third and final, I would say, is basically land use. I think that, and zoning. As I was talking about that poor gentleman who's, because of that individual fire code, and I swear he was off by a couple inches, where they could have totally made an exception for him, but they chose not to. And land use, that we can absolutely do something to allow the community more input into how land use is done. We have what are called district councils, which are basically neighborhood councils, which we could give them more power, put more power to the people. One of the prime issues with land use in St. Paul is that it goes through kind of a 3-tier review. It goes from the district council, which is completely elected, about 12 to 15 people fully elected from the neighborhood, to an unelected bureaucracy called the Board of Zoning Appeals, which is all appointed from the mayor. He appoints everybody on there. Up to the city council is the final. And what happens is the first 2, it either happens one way or the other. The first 2 say no, the community doesn't want it, they shouldn't do it, we're not going to give a variance. And then the third one, the city council says, well, there's 7 of us here, only 1 of us actually live in the area, we want this project, we're absolutely going to do it. So, and that's happened on more than one occasion. And community development meetings for the district council get wild because of that, because they really don't even have a say, they're just the first step. If the business or the individual doesn't like that, they still have 2 other places to go to where, campaign contributions actually matter, unlike on the district council where 100 people will show up to the annual meeting and, cast their votes. So I think that we can empower our local communities and our local neighborhood governments to do more, and with less money, and it'd be more efficient for sure.
And let's tell the viewers, why should they vote for you?
Well, I think that
besides the fact that you don't have a wealth of information in your head there.
Well, I try. I think that as a member of the community and as a member of St. Paul, that we simply need to do better for the individuals and for the communities that we live in. I think through minor adjustments, remarketization, communitization, and giving the local officials, the local neighborhoods, more control over the area and choices that are made, if we push it to the most local level, if we decentralize the power from the city council down to the neighborhoods, we can absolutely make a difference. We can curtail the budget issues, we can deal with our neighbors on a more voluntary basis, we can keep our green space is great. We can educate our children more effectively through our libraries and park systems, and we're simply going to have a better community. And that's what I think government ought to be doing. It shouldn't be doing all this business meddling, all of this economy meddling. It simply should be there to make our communities better. So.
How can people find out more information about you or get involved with helping you on this run?
Absolutely, yeah. I have a website up. It's slingerforstpaul.com. There's no spaces, no dots, so that's SLINGERFORSTPAUL.com. Slinger for St. Paul. You can also, my telephone number's on there. Feel free to give me a call up until about 10 o'clock in the p.m. I'm around most every day, and I'd be happy to speak to any citizens who want to. It'd be excellent.
And again, on your website, does it talk about ways that we could get involved?
Oh, absolutely. No, we have, if you look along the right-hand side, it says join the team, because that's really what it is.
There
it's a
we go.
community-based effort. We're doing all sorts of different stuff, community outreach. I'm going to be with a couple different organizations at the Pride Festival, handing out literature, talking to individuals in St. Paul, as well as we're going to do, obviously, the campaign stuff. We're going to go door knocking. We're just going to go talk to neighbors. It's a small enough race where me and a couple of volunteers could go and talk to neighbors, and we could definitely win this thing, and it's going to be awesome. I think if we have this grassroots movement from the bottom up of neighbors in the Highland Park area that don't want another politician, they don't want somebody who's going to be, brought down from the DFL or the GOP Central Committee. They want an individual who's part of the neighborhood, who wants to be part of the neighborhood, and who wants them to have a say. I think we can absolutely do that.
There you go, something new and different, a politician who wants to listen to you. I love it. Well, we've run out of time. This has been The Libertarian Viewpoint, the show that brings you the non-government, liberty-based solutions that we rarely hear. Libertarians feel that liberty does work and that liberty is always the best choice. I also challenge anyone in government to prove to me that there is a government solution that has worked where a liberty-based solution did not. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned to other shows of The Libertarian Viewpoint.